All right. Welcome to Copywriting Clinic number, oh goodness, I think this is number 9 after the poetry clinic last week. So glad y'all are here. We're just going to do, today we're going to do another feedback session of, just you being able to bring what you've been working on and get feedback from the group and see how we can help you improve your skills. So I have a few on the list already so far. Why don't we start with Michael, just because yours is the first one I have up right now.
Man.
Oh, we can go
Pressure's
somewhere.
on.
We can go somewhere else if you'd prefer.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay, so give me a little context about what I'm looking at here.
So I'm trying to dream up an idea for getting people's attention in regard to the Acapulco crowd and community. And I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if we use this opportunity to make a statement? You know, just kind of offer a statement out there, just like the Declaration of Independence. You know,
Oh, you're cutting out a little bit there, Michael.
Okay. So it's really just a statement about like a Declaration of Independence for the people to the rest of the world.
I'm having a
And of
hard.
course, it's an opportunity that people sign up on that.
So this is a way to try and grab attention for Acapulco and get people to sign up. Is that what I'm hearing? You're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, to do this first step, which I call a reunion and solution.
Reunion and solution.
It's an opportunity to bring people together and then talk about what some solutions. And the idea is to congregate around some ideas. One being campaigning Acapulco.
Okay. I think I got that. You're cutting in and out a bunch. Okay. We, the self-appointed representatives of intelligent and ethical people of the planet, wish to make the following statement. It's a very official introduction. As forgiving people, we are aware that mistakes can be made. Understanding the weaknesses of the human mind, we understand trauma can induce a form of blindness or amnesia that can blind an individual or group from seeing or identifying the harm they may be contributing to. With this in mind, we strongly suggest taking this unique moment in time to re-examine the holistic value of identifiable resources, humanity's potential, and the harm being done in an honest and straightforward manner. Examining past to realizing the greatest value for the least harm. From our point of view, much value is going unrecognized by the current paradigm. This could be contributing to a misassessment of these, as well as ill conclusions in determining the current path. No action is necessary. We intend to, in goodwill, study, research, and provide valuable feedback for the human race's evolution into a more effective paradigm and bring about peace of mind. So the first thing, well, I guess one of the first things that I was thinking to myself was, have you put this through the Hemingway app yet?
No.
And I mean, and it also, you know, that does kind of depend on like the audience that you're talking to and the people that you're talking to. This is probably speaking more in their language. I found myself, though, just as I was reading it out loud, thinking to myself, like, is this how I would talk to somebody? And wondering if there's some areas that we could simplify a little bit.
Sure. That's what I'm all about. Feedback.
Well, let's just see, if you don't mind, I would like to.
Sorry about my computer.
No problem. I'll clear what I already had in here. This is what I was thinking about. How all of this purple are the sentences that are really hard to read.
Lots of room for improvement. Huh?
Yeah. Good morning, Agnieszka. How are you?
I'm stressing out.
Oh, no. Oh, you're
I'm supposed to
moving,
be
aren't you?
moving today, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
I wish I could help you.
I wish you could help me too, Chris. I like how your sound hasn't really changed since last night. It's still good. Oh, okay. Sorry. Hang on. Oh, can you guys talk now?
yeah. So we are looking, this is by Michael, and this is a statement, a reunion and, oh, I already forgot, but reunion and solution statement to be sent for to the audience of Anarchapulco. So I just took what we had there and threw it into the Hemingway app to see what sentences we could make a little bit easier to read and understand.
I'm looking forward to your feedback, Agnieszka.
Where do you want me to start?
We just put
At the
this in
beginning?
here, so.
Okay, so who's this for? Who's the target audience?
The Anarchapulco community.
Okay, so they're like people in their 30s.
10,000 people.
Okay, and
Anarchist, voluntarist.
and what's the message? What's the number one message that this will convey, or the one message?
It's to some degree a declaration of awareness. Maybe is probably the best declaration of awareness, that we know what's going on and we think there's a better way.
And why would they care about that? Why do they need
Well,
this?
because it's essentially setting ourselves apart from the sheeple.
Okay, and why would they care about that?
Because we want to change the direction. We want to identify that there's value that is being unrecognized.
And why do they want to change the direction?
Because it's going in a bad direction.
Okay, and what's going in a bad direction?
Society.
Okay, so should we start with that? Have you noticed that society is going in a bad direction?
Okay. Well, I mean, the thing is I wanted to preempt that by saying that we're forgiving people. We understand that
Yeah, but they
mistakes
don't care
happen,
about you.
isn't it?
They don't care about you, and you're talking about we. You're talking
But
about
we're talking about we. Because
yeah.
we're all gonna sign this. I'm inviting people to basically sign on to this statement.
But you have to bring them into the
Public
we
statement.
for that. It's
Okay.
either we and them, or it's we, all of us. But when they first read we, they presume it's you, not them. So you have to bring them in. Tell
Okay.
them they're part of the we.
Understood.
Once they understand they're part of the we, then you can say, this is the declaration we're doing.
Agnieszka, you're
Okay.
brilliant.
Why?
I had just said, because I said he needs to start with why. Why do they care? Why? And then you just got to the bottom of why in like 45 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you. Look how lucky.
So the headline could be, you recognize there are major problems with the world, something like that. And then you could go into more freedom, less fear would be the gist.
Right.
I kind of like that too. What we need now is more freedom and less fear, and then start with the we.
Ooh, that's good. That's very good.
And
See?
that's why they care, because they notice that the world is going in a direction that they don't particularly feel comfortable with, and they want more freedom and less fear. That's a simple message to resonate with. And if they don't resonate with it, then maybe they're in Portland holding a communist flag.
And I just wrote an autonomy ad, more freedom, less fear, get autonomy.
Nice.
See, it all works together.
Mm-hmm. See, that's why you should be at this copywriting clinic every week.
Well, that's why I'm here, to learn.
And just so you know, it's a clinic, not a meeting.
Did make that mistake again yesterday, and you caught me. So thank you for being there, catching me.
I'm just talking about yesterday. That was funny. I really laughed. Okay. So what does it mean, the self-appointed representatives? Actually, you know what?
Well,
Let's
we've
do that. Hang on.
taken the responsibility to make other people aware that
Take that.
we've noticed something.
Take the self-appointed representatives of, like, cross it out or take it out. Yeah, take that whole thing out. Yeah.
Ah, that even looks better.
Okay, moving on. Have been made, I think, or are being made.
Or I was going to even just say mistakes happen, but that might.
Well, are being made is a little stronger because it
Yeah.
implies nefarious intent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mistakes are being planned.
Pandemics and masquerades are not by happenstance. No, I'm just joking. That's probably from a poem somebody will write out of this meeting. Where's Pablo when you need him? Understanding the
No
weaknesses.
kidding.
Like, what does that mean? The highlighted section. Anyone?
Well, I'm trying to convey that they're the ones that are exploiting the weaknesses, but we understand that.
But the thing is, like when I look at the weaknesses of the human mind, I'm like, oh, do you mean like neurons misfiring or like, you know, genetic malformations? Like that's where my brain's going to.
I would
and
say
the word mind
weakness toward the social engineering.
Social engineering as a whole.
Well, and my thoughts in this was that, so, you know, you're starting this off, you're wanting to elicit some empowerment, you're wanting to, you know, get some support in here. And also, you know, I think so while at the same time, you're acknowledging that there are problems with humanity, there's problems with people and the human mind. You also, this early in this sentence, I think this could be, how do I say, like, in a way, you don't want this to be directed at the people you're speaking to. Like acknowledging that there's a weakness of the human mind, yes, but at the same time with this, there's also an air of empowerment and how there's a lot more potential of the human mind. So I guess this is where I'm,
Yes.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Hold it. How about if we said understanding the exploitation of the weaknesses of the human mind? Or,
But what does this mean,
you know,
understanding? It's like a passive word. Understanding the weakness, like that doesn't, it's all the way up here. It's as if Richard wrote it.
Because I would almost just scratch this and just start the sentence of, we understand trauma can induce a form of blindness or amnesia.
okay.
So
There you go.
That's what I would do.
That's warmer.
So then.
That's trauma. We understand that trauma. And Willow is here. She'll say, shouldn't use can. Trauma does. It does induce a form of amnesia. And I don't know, blindness is ambiguous, so I would remove that.
Form of amnesia?
What now?
I don't know. The whole sentence is confusing me. Hang on a second.
Mm-hmm.
It would be more correct just to skip a form of blindness, just be a form of amnesia, because trauma does induce a form of amnesia.
And then we also
disassociation and depersonalization, if you wanted to get more specific, but that's accurate.
Like that. Disassociation. What did you say? Amnesia, comma. Let's do 3 adjectives, and that could be our whole sentence. And then the last can be the third sentence. Willow?
Amnesia, disassociation.
I'm gonna spell that wrong.
2 S's. Yeah.
And depersonalization.
Period. Okay. So what's the next part? This may this may. Blind, is blind the right word? Well, we're talking about trauma.
It
Can you
creates a
take may
blind
out and-
spot. It creates a shadow that you can't see. Blind, invisible. There's a bunch of different ways people can describe it.
Block.
Block is a good one.
What did you say, Gabrielle?
Well, taking out may, so it's more firm.
Oh, this blocks. But
Yeah,
it doesn't block
exactly.
does it block everybody or just some people?
It can block some people. It's possible that it will contribute to this.
I like often because it still leaves.
This commonly results in a block. Doesn't always.
You're going to get in trouble for that. It'll be green if you say this commonly results in a block.
Oh.
Because it'll be using passive voice. I do love this app. They are contributing to. So because if we have one conditional often, we can remove the second conditional may be contributing to. So there's often blocks from seeing or identifying the harm they are contributing to.
There we go.
And then space.
Individual or group could just be us. And then you might change seeing or identifying to just identifying.
Hey, Gus is back. Hi.
I'm back. Hi.
Hoorah.
I think that'll make the Hemingway app happy at any rate.
I missed it.
The Hemingway app is very smart. You don't want to upset it. It'll make all your sentences red.
Yeah, we've already moved up to good on the grade.
Yeah.
Ability.
I like how just adding text subtracted the grade.
Let's go another couple minutes on this, and then we'll switch to another one.
With this in mind, is useless phrasing, and it needs to be killed.
We suggest, yeah.
Like the idea with this was kind of like a declaration that people sign.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What's this unique moment in time? That's just useless phraseology too, in my opinion. I'm such an asshole. I'm sorry. I'm moving today.
Well, it is a rather unique, time where like the whole world has been stopped.
Okay.
We are
like,
taking
this is a rather unusual occasion that we should be taking advantage of.
So we are taking this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And why are we re-examining? Why aren't we plugging in, tuning in, connecting, embracing, moving into, stepping into, leaning into?
Time to leverage holistic value.
Leverage. I like that. And should the holistic have a W in front of it? Because that's sometimes people spell that way, and in these crowds, they sometimes like that.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen that before. Really?
Get in there, look at it. It's supposedly misspelled, but it actually makes you remember that holistic means about the whole, right? Like some of my friends who are therapists are using that. It's that spelling instead of the holistic spelling.
Takes away the religious connotation. Is that what you're saying?
No, is
there a religious connotation of the other spelling?
No, it's just two different ways of spelling it. I don't know. You can spell it the other way. It doesn't matter. I'm just letting you know that it's possible. People do it this way.
Okay.
Just to remind people of the meaning of the word. A lot of these words that word probably had the W in the beginning, but people just kept dropping it so often that it just left.
Yeah.
So
I'm so concerned with identifiable resources. It seems a complex thought, but yes, we can.
Yeah, I want to make sure that we get time to go through other projects. So for now, I'm going to copy and paste this down here for you, Michael. And then if we have more time at the end, then we can go through this more. Sound good?
Good. Thank you so much.
Using the Hemingway app could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, Kara, I wasn't here 10 minutes early.
That's okay. That's okay. It's not like, you're moving or doing some crazy life changes or anything. Okay, let's see. We have Willow has some ads for us to look at. Let me grab the chat.
I'm motivated
Oh,
to help.
access denied.
Willow's not motivated to get us to help her.
All right, sending a request for editing access. Willow.
Just click the button.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not the best at technology. This usually
No
happens.
worries.
Okay. That's why the Raising Excellence is so balanced, 50% Luddites.
I think it's a little bit further. Luddites.
But
I thought I claimed that title.
I was counting Dennis as a full Luddite and you and Willow 50-50. So you guys are only half Luddites. So,
Well, I'm not making my case any better because I'm still trying to figure out where the button is to accept it. Just keeps taking me to the actual.
If you go to your email, there'll be an email in there that you can do it from.
It says open sharing settings. And then it. Oh.
And then sharing could be access, viewing access, or editing access. You need to give her editing access.
Oh, okay. I see what it did. I thought it was trying to send an email.
Did you guys know that my first company a long time ago was teaching people how to use computers, like old folks?
Oh,
Sounds fun.
nice.
It was.
Okay.
Ooh, dark background. Don't really like it, but cool.
Get this bigger so I can see.
But I do like the picture.
But it is challenging with the white text on the dark background.
What if you had the picture over here and the text sort of beside it, so that the text is just on the dark thing and the actual picture part is completely uncovered?
Yeah, I could do that.
I'm not a terribly big fan of dark backgrounds, but I understand that for your business, it's kind of important because people relate to the dark background really well, your clients. So tell me that this text is editable. It's not just a photo, right?
Oh, I do everything on a Photoshop app on my phone. So yeah, it's not, but I have it up on Photoshop on the computer so I can edit it, but this will be my first time using it. So we'll see how that goes.
I think that in order for us to be able to effectively edit, like we can advise you on this, but in order to effectively edit the text as a group, we need to have it in like text on a Google Doc so we can actually edit it, not like super fancy like this.
Oh, then hold on. I'll just send the.
Or just paste it in this document, the text above the pictures, and then that way we can edit it.
Okay. The problem is I'm pulling all of this information off of my phone because I'm not logged into anything on the computer. So I have to transfer everything from my phone into a way to put it into Discord. So it might take me a second.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, and then we can look at Chris's site in the meantime.
Okay.
Cool. Chris, remind me of the URL, please.
It's EnglishLanguageAutonomy.com.
English language autonomy.
Nice name. Where'd you get that autonomy part?
All right, so he's had a chance to do some work on this since the last feedback session. So let's see what's been going on.
The only thing that, based on the advice from the previous meeting, I still haven't been able to do is work on the padding a bit. I did the padding.
But you edited all the text? Okay, Chris, stop trying to talk. Please, just stop. It's not working. I love you.
There was no change.
Typing.
It's
Happens every
just
time.
a technical thing. I'm sure I can figure that out eventually.
This was worse last night.
We're all laughing at you.
But I was more, interested in, yeah,
Is this how I sound, damn it?
Stop talking.
for
I hope not.
the copyright.
Stop. Yes, that's sometimes how you sound, but you're not usually as bad. Chris is a special case.
That was funny.
But yesterday, last night, when we were in the Shit Shooting Friday, he actually sounded like,
Can y'all hear me?
no.
We're getting there.
Oh,
That one was actually
Like-
understandable.
yeah, we can hear that one 3 word, the last 3
Yeah,
words.
it's like you're on like a choppy, slow motion.
I got the gist of it. Don't look at
Yeah.
padding. I haven't looked at padding yet. I did change the text, and so look at the text. Okay, so first suggestion. And Chris, if you really want to talk to us, why don't you type? Because it's for sure we're gonna get it. Free lesson 3 times a weekly. That font has to go, but you already know that. But I would change the personal/professional to personal and professional, like ampersand. So that's just for the thing.
Mhm.
And I don't know, English self-guided lessons free. How does that come up in that heading analysis? The heading analysis. Let's see. What was that website?
Oh, the headline analyzer.
That's right.
Well, let's see. It requires 4 word minimum. This says 4 words.
I'm doing it.
All right, Chris says he's taking notes.
Headline score 40.
All right.
Headline type generic. Okay.
Good.
We like better than that, Kara and I, right?
40%. What was the
Generic.
like a
40.
neutral or something? Or
The tone.
Didn't hit any of the major areas.
No, it says common 0, uncommon 0, emotional 0, power 20%. I don't know how it got the score of 40 out of 0, 0, 0, 20, but
maybe I'm thinking of a different website than you're in.
co-schedule, I have like analyzer.
Oh, you're in that subject line analyzer. I was thinking of the headline one with the intellectual or
What's the website for that?
let me aminstitute.com/headline.
Get your free English lessons.
English self-guided lessons free. Oh yeah, you're suggesting a correction.
Just a variation.
Mm-hmm.
Should you say
It's still 20.
free in their native language?
What's
I know.
free in Spanish?
Gratis, right?
Gratis. Oh yeah, that's right.
So the self-guided lessons, I'm just curious on how, so you have a course with like pre-made lessons already set up that they go through themselves?
No, the idea is they can take it or leave it, but hopefully they will enjoy the content to a point where they would contact me for maybe some private classes at some point.
Gotcha.
These are pre-recorded lessons that you're selling here.
Yeah, it's just a one-page blog with a little exercise for them to do. You know, they sign up for my email list. I send one of those out 3 times a week. They can take it or leave it.
And it's not a video or anything, it's just text?
Yeah, exactly. It's there's an image that they work with, and then they can go through it themselves and do whatever they.
So my question would be, it sounds like the free self-guided lessons is more of like your lead magnet, but would the ultimate offer or ultimate goal be for them to pay for lessons with you?
They want with it. Yeah, exactly. Ideally, just private classes on Skype or Zoom.
So I'm just wondering why are you this? Because I know that the website should have one goal to get them to buy English lessons, but we don't have to make the headline about the freebie. We can make the headline about your actual classes, like personal attention gets you, an unfair advantage or something like that.
Yeah, that's where I'm not sure. I mean, shouldn't we just offer? I'm kind of going from the point of view of offer them something.
But you're offering 3 emails a week. That's very non-exciting.
Well, and even yeah, I mean, even still, I mean, you are still giving them something for free. You're still giving them these lessons, 3 times a week, and you're also then gathering their emails for that, so you can continue to do more marketing. I just don't think that should be your main headline. The headline, the main goal of this is to get them to sign up and do private lessons with you. So I would like to see this showcasing more that just English lessons, private sessions, self-guided sessions. I'm not sure what that would look like in the headline just yet, but I'm just thinking more of like the broad scope of right now. It just looks like when I land here, right here, I don't even think that you offer anything else besides the self-guided lessons. If I don't scroll down, if I don't read anything else, I just think that this is the only thing that you offer are these free lessons. So it's kind of counterintuitive.
So like what are the advantages of that English, having English does that double the person's pay in Spain or?
Why do they care? I went through that with Chris. Why do they care? But tell us, Chris, why do they care?
Well, it's just a skill set, and in most countries, if you don't have English if you don't have good level of English, nobody wants to work with you or hire you.
Because it's the lingua franca of the 21st century, right?
Yeah, it's the business language, the international business language.
Yeah. So
let's talk about
essentially this is their opportunity to become part of the business class, right? Or something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, the people I'm trying to draw in already have a level, probably already have a career, but their lack of English is kind of holding them back because that's what I see more than anything else. It's always 90% of my students. That's the case with them.
So they're trying to advance.
Yeah.
So they're trying to advance. Yeah.
Expand their opportunities.
So
yes.
Chris, when you and I met, didn't we come up with a better headline like this is your promotion or something like that? I know that I have a recording of it and that there was
when we met, that was for truthconduit.com. We didn't really talk about the English website.
Are you sure?
It was the last clinic. It was the last clinic a few weeks ago where we all went over the English website.
The Loom recording that I sent you, remember? When I spent an hour analyzing this in detail and we wrote some new copy for it. So there was a better headline there that talked about being ambitious and getting a promotion or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but it was something like that.
Okay.
See, I would even have something like this further up on the top. Like that speaks.
What does that mean on emotional level, giving up on mastering English? Like I'm a foreigner. I learned English as a second language. I know people who have to learn it, but giving up on first of all, as a non-English speaker, what the hell does that even mean? Is that one of those tenses I don't understand? Given up. Does that mean he's given up or I've given up? Making excuses.
Well,
it's not doing live lessons because he's making excuses. Like it doesn't talk about me. It's talking about you. You're still making excuses, not me.
I just didn't want to make it too wordy.
But it sounds to a non-English speaking person like you're talking about yourself. You've given up on mastering English. You're still making excuses. And along will my low level of English? Well, then switches to me somehow. You know
Chris
what I mean?
McMillan's English with Ease masterclass.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, and also like in order for them to promote, like, don't give up on that promotion, learn English and get it anyway, right? You're smart enough to get your promotion. The only thing standing in your line is in your way is your English. You're smart
Shouldn't
enough.
it be indigenous language specific and then transition to English?
He only teaches Spanish speaking people and only in Spain.
Okay.
Very
All right.
little.
So the first line in Spanish to call out to them, and then it could say, learn to speak English with excellence or something like that in English. And they're like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But so it seems like because of the nature of the service, you would want to speak to them in their native language and then get them to like step up into English. And you do that with ease or excellence, one of those two, or both, and you brand that as like your course. And when you say it's Chris McMillan's English with Ease or English with Excellence course, those could be two different levels, by the way.
What about excellence?
Introductory. Well, English with Ease is the beginner. English for Excellence could be the second one, his higher level one. And then people were like, oh, this Chris McMillan, he must be famous in America because like his name's on it, right? Because that would play, right? Wouldn't it, Chris?
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. This guy's a specialist in
I
English.
don't know if he has to start with English because most people that he teaches already speak conversational English. They just don't speak it well enough to understand.
Good. That's a good place to start. You don't want to be starting at the basics. You want some people who have a grasp and they're motivated and they'll gain something from learning to master that skill.
And what about testimonials? I need a few to throw on the front page. Do I? What do you think?
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You could have a business testimonial. You could have some individual testimonials to show like, hey, you work, you'll train somebody's company, their executives, their staff. You've got a package for that.
Could you just bring it here to see if these guys will give you a different opinion than I did on that recording? Because we seem to be repeating a lot of the shit that I said.
If it's all right with you guys, could you have a quick look at the contact page? Because that's where, I was talking about myself on the intro page, so I got rid of all that. But they do want to know, who are you? What's special about you? And so I kind of added that to the second page. So
that's where
I don't
you need
know.
a copywriter, so they can write about you.
Yeah.
Chris McMillan is the author of 16 books. He's spoken at many prestigious universities. Smart people listen to him.
He's once had an interview with presidential hopeful John McAfee.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there you go.
Did I hear he was running for Senate?
That's true.
But like all those companies I've listed, those are all major companies in Spain. So
they don't care about you, Chris. They don't care about you. You can
I don't know. They do. They want to know who you are.
Listen,
they do.
You can say you can join this group of companies that I work with. They can join the group, and then that's about them, and it still has the list of companies that they know. But when you say, I've worked with these companies, well, you know what? I've worked at TransCanada, and you don't care about that either. You know what I mean? Like what?
Right? Because who's the negotiator, the hostage negotiator? Chris Voss. I was listening to him speak recently, and he said that when he goes into a hostage situation and someone's son or daughter has been taken, and he gets on the phone with them, and they're in a foreign country, he's in the United States at FBI headquarters, and he's getting in touch with them, and he says to them, okay, listen, here's who took your son, here's what motivates them. These guys, they like to go out on Saturday nights, and so they like to have all of their hostage negotiations wrapped up by Friday afternoon, Saturday morning at the latest. So it's like Wednesday right now, and so he says, it's Wednesday now, and if you listen to me and you do what I say, we can have your son back by Friday evening, Saturday morning at the latest. And they're like, okay, what do I do? And he says, you see what I've just done there? He says, this translates over to business. He's like, if you let people know immediately that you understand their problem, that you see their goal, and that you know how to reach their goal, et cetera, that then they don't care who you are and where you're from, what your resume is, if you're speaking their language, right? You're telling them what they need to hear, and like you're the guy. So
Outstanding.
His point, his point was, at no point do they ask him for his resume. They don't care if he speaks the language of the people in that country, because he's just going to go get a translator. Right? He's going to go get a translator. He's going to translate his message through their language. So it's about methods independent of language.
Okay, good advice. Good stuff. So yeah, I don't really need all that.
And you know, if you did have it, it could be towards the bottom.
Okay.
Like that's where I would.
They want to know, can he solve my problem?
Exactly.
Right. And if you show them immediately that you can solve their problems, then they're going to want your help solving their problems.
Mm-hmm.
But you just say, I'm Chris McMillan. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've lived in these countries. So it's not like you're an English like you're not an American who's never been out of the country. You have embedded yourself in these countries and their culture and their language and colloquialisms and slang.
I'd rather hire a real American.
Well, they do care to a degree, because that, like, having something brief like that does say, oh, okay, look, that clarifies why he's doing this.
Yeah, but that doesn't, like, they don't care about him. Any sentence that starts with
And
I.
they won't read to the bottom. They'll click on the button, the call to action at the top.
Well, I wouldn't if I had a guy go putting my resume right after I trusted him as a business owner. Because the thing is, if you're a business owner, you're not an employee. I'm not hiring you. Why do I need to have your resume on the thing? I want to know what you can do for me, not what companies you work with. That's kind of interesting, but it has to relate to me. Like, I don't care.
Well, I guess he's telling you about himself through, like,
I don't care.
Through the referral, not the referrals, the testimonials, right? Like, if you see he's got testimonials from these companies that are prominent companies, and it's like, oh, he's working with these companies. So that it kind of is.
You might even be limiting yourself by including yourself. To Agnieszka's point, if you make yourself singular, then it says small shop. But if you're like, this is what we do and this is who we work with, you can enlist other ESL people that are freelancers to come in and help you complete deals.
He's got his wife, and if he needs to, he can probably hire some other Spanish speakers from Autonomy.
Right. So leave it open for interpretation. Don't specify, I'm just one guy working this. This is my first website. I'm new.
Okay. So take out any, like their
That's a great observation.
Yeah.
And if you're, if you're going to keep any of these, so kind of just a thing to keep in mind is, if anything that you think like this is important about me that I want to express to them, find a way to connect it to them. Find it to a way of connecting it to how it helps other people, to how it could help them.
From their perspective, like from their point of view, Chris is helpful because blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
this is
specifically, you have, like, the challenges and the awkwardness and the need for practice when you're learning a second language. You're one of the few Americans who has actually learned a second language, which makes you a much better teacher than just someone else who knows how to speak English but doesn't know how to relate back to the person in their indigenous language.
Yeah, exactly.
So the copy would be like, aren't you tired of working with English teachers that just repeat grammar rules ad infinitum without teaching you anything? And you leave their classroom and you still have no fucking clue. You've spent 5 years of your life learning bullshit.
No utility. Yeah, no utility.
Now you know how the past, present, and perfect present, whatever tenses are, but you still can't carry a fucking conversation. That's what they care about. That's what the problem is. When I was learning English, before I spoke English, that's what I sat through hours and hours of people telling me present perfect, past perfect, bullshit this, bullshit that. I never have to think about that while I'm speaking English, and it can also be picked up conversationally, like mother tongue method. There's no need to learn books and books about English grammar, which are
we notice the absence of your pluperfects and your dangling participles, but we don't say anything.
Well, that's just because you're an English asshole. You wouldn't tell people when they make mistakes.
All right, let's get some.
Those, by the way, were made up. They were made up. Superb
Cool.
comedy.
No.
Sarah could take control of the meeting again.
Any last thoughts on this before I'd like to make sure we get back to Willow's before we wrap up today? Because I know we've got, I believe book club is today, so I want to make sure that we wrap up at a good time.
Now, this is great advice. I appreciate it. I will put that to good use.
Excellent.
Affirmative, over and out, McMillan.
Okay. All right. I can take this down a little bit now. So I just want to see then in the, okay, so this is this going to be two different ones, Willow, or these go together?
They are two different ones. The first one is like the summer special that Agnieszka helped me do some of the copywriting for.
Okay.
And the other one is my baseline, is just like a monthly kind of thing. So as the next month changes, it'll go into like, I've got this many slots for next month. The in bold and bulleted questions were what I was going to start with as the text, since I'm doing it on social media. So like the comment about the picture and trying to like draw people in, because these are when I ask myself like, why does my audience care? I think about all the things that like I found it really hard to overcome. One, it makes unresolved trauma makes it very difficult for you to connect with other people. So that's a symptom that they're going to notice. They're also going to notice that they're walking around very confused, discouraged, and not able to like achieve the things that they want. So yeah, I was just kind of throwing those out there as, I don't even know what they're called.
Hooks. Hooks. Yeah.
Hooks, yes.
Have you experienced trauma but can't seem to get out of it? Just trying to think of a more, for social media especially, like really conversational, which you do really, you do well on in here.
Well, maybe to start with the symptom, such as, do you have difficulty connecting others in your life? Are there areas of your memories that are scattered?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Being held back.
Yeah, scattered memories. That's a definite symptom that they're all gonna experience, and we'll hook them in.
Are you treading quicksand with your trauma?
That was nice and emotional, Richard.
I like the wordplay with that.
Does it feel like there are mental loops that you can't step out of?
See, you can test all of these different headings on different posts and see what gets the most likes and stuff.
Yeah, I like all of those.
But the other thing that people want is they want instant solutions, right? So if you, in the post, if you say, try this technique, and for more techniques, give me a call, you know, whatever works best for you, that could be also fun, because then they'd be like, oh, she already knows what she's talking about.
But also remember what Daryl Becker said, there is no one size fits all answer. And if I give them that hope and then they don't get it, they're not going to trust me the next time they come back for advice.
Maybe.
I mean, the most basic advice I can give is the 5 minutes of sun, like being in sunlight, barefoot outside a day.
Would that not work for everyone, no matter what their...
It would, but I can only use the one. So I can only use it one time. I don't have multiple solutions of that.
Right. But you boys think that I'd like to hear from the guys. Sorry, Cara.
Yeah, no problem.
You can say whatever if you have something to say. But I know that a bunch of women looked at this copy already. So what's the other half think?
Really, yeah, I really would like to know what the men think, because I struggle to fully understand what symptoms men are experiencing from their trauma. It's very different from how women experience and express it. So I'm kind of out of my element there.
Yeah, it definitely does feel like this is speaking to women.
And it's possible that that's your target market, Willow. But is it?
I would say so. It's probably a lot harder to market to men. I mean, you know, it's going to be completely different, really.
Yeah, because they're experiencing different symptoms. They exhibit themselves in different ways. So all of these things are things that most of the females that I treat, and I just in general are friends with, they experience. And some of the men too, but not so much.
I was going to say, you could say, yeah, do you punch holes in your drywall?
Hey.
Do you wake up screaming?
Do you wake up screaming? That one.
How
would
about
catch.
it's really kind of like a feeling a lack of control. I think is a good one. You know, like not being in control, not being in control of your life.
Yes.
Yeah, a big one is being inexplicably irritable or being triggered over the smallest things.
Do you get tangry?
Good, because that'll work for both men and women.
Low energy. Low energy.
Is
that a combination of trauma and angry?
It's actually
angry. It's technology.
Technology angry.
Oh, okay.
I like trauma and angry.
Yeah.
That's because of the technology. There you go.
Tangry, not just for technology's frustrations. Has your trauma made you inexplicably angry?
How about needy?
Well, nobody wants to adhere to that.
Yeah.
Or seeking out dangerous situations.
Seeking out dangerous situations is a definite one for the male side. What was the one right before that? Needy.
Needy.
So when you approach something that's like you don't want to identify with, it's easier to accept if you kind of like distance yourself from it. So you could be like, do you feel at times you might be needy? Or like just part of you feel needy? So it's not like you're needy, but do you feel like this sometimes? Because that's a big difference.
Well, what's another word for needy? Would that be like
desperate for attention?
Whiny.
I was thinking
desperate.
It's like feeling like your needs aren't being met, but you're not able to have clarity on what those needs are.
But what's the word when you're a younger woman and you're trying to get attention from your boyfriend and he's just too busy, and then you get unreasonably demanding? Like, I want your attention now. You're not allowed to go out with your friends because I need you, and things like that.
Bitchy.
Controlling. Psychotic. Emotional.
I think it was codependent.
Codependent.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice way to say that.
Hey, yeah. Or because you didn't take out the garbage, you no longer love me. And let me explain how I understand that. No.
There's this other symptom that I don't know how to label it, but it's the feeling of, even though the speed limit is like 45, you want to do 90 just to feel something. Is that seeking out dangerous situations, or is that just like an unfulfilled,
like
not feeling alive?
Yeah, I'm thinking like an unfulfilled need of something like
but do you want to come close to
it's lacking something. I mean, this concept is very well illustrated in the novel Fahrenheit 451. Whereas people are so disconnected from reality and from emotions that all they do is just go around and drive really fast.
You mean
And
like yesterday when you tried to burn down all the books?
I'm sorry?
You mean like yesterday when you tried to burn down all the books because you didn't want to pack them?
No, that's not going fast. There's just me being lazy.
It'd just be way easier to burn these right now. Can we just do that?
I'm gonna
Like-
take a match, he said.
But it's easy to just get in your car and drive fast. So
That's actually what happened at the Library of Alexandria. They were supposed to move, their lease ran out, and they're just like,
exactly. I said, fucking burn it. We're not gonna bother. There's too many books here.
One thing I will say, Willow, is I noticed down here you have this very small element of scarcity, and I would up that a little bit, saying you have 3 slots left. I would emphasize that a little bit more.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I didn't know how much to emphasize because I don't want people to be like, oh, there's only 3 slots left. And then because they're already feeling discouraged, they're like, I'm never
so
going to
make
get
it
into
5.
that.
So make it 5.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking for a headline or something at the top, you want something that's going to get it, you're going to elicit a no out of them. Like, are you ready to give up on healing your trauma? Or, you know, however you want to phrase it. But you want to, like, say, are you at this point yet? And they're going to say no. And it's like, good, let's take the natural next step in your direction. So that's a negotiation element that, like, negotiator never wants to hear the words. They don't want to hear yes. And they don't want to hear you're right. They want to hear that's right. That's right is what you want the person reading your copy to think. Not you're right, that's right. Like, this person understands the situation and just verbalized it back to me. That's right. And so getting a no and then getting the agreement of perspective by relating to them. And that's, I think these bullet points do a good job of that so far. And all the ideas on the table illustrate that. So it's really just about, like, tightening up the orchestra, as it were, with these elements.
I definitely like what I've gotten so far.
I was going to say that sentence above, are you ready to, are you giving up on healing your trauma? That's always going to elicit a no. Whereas if you say, yeah, that works.
Nice. Got some good brainstorm in here for you.
For sure, I can do a lot with this.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I guess you need to decide whether or not you are actually just targeting women or both men and women.
Well, the original plan was not to really discriminate, and then hopefully I could, by experience, learn more, because I just kind of excel. I am a female, so most of my friends that I've talked to have felt comfortable talking to me have either been more feminine or they are female. So that's kind of what I'm good at, but I want to expand that without losing the trust of the men.
What we're going to teach next week, Kara.
What's that?
I think we just figured out what we have to teach next week. The one element that's missing, which is targeting and target market and select audience and segmentation. Because this is exactly what Willow's talking. She doesn't want to discriminate, and that's a red flag to me. It's like, okay, she doesn't understand segmentation. Let's make sure we teach her about segmentation. So next Saturday, tune in for segmentation and targeting.
Okay.
Well, I don't think it's discrimination. I think it's more specialization. So if most of your clients right now are female, keep going with that and building your client base, but maybe make an offer that you can get some, you know, pro bono or starter clients that are male, and then you can build out. But the strength you'd be bringing into that new offer is you have all this experience talking to women, and a lot of their problems are going to be talking to women, right?
Yeah.
So, like, but it would be a different wording. It'd be a different offer, really.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be discrimination. It'd just be specialization for people's needs.
Yeah, because that's what I want to do. I don't want to have to just be like, sorry, I don't know how to help you.
Oh, no. So that doesn't mean that. I know you're going to learn more about this next week, but just because you specialize in your advertising is specifically for women doesn't mean you don't accept a male client when he comes to you. All it means is that your targeting actually evokes the emotional energy in women better than in men. So when you target like that, because women already come to you naturally because it's your natural target market, because it's what you're really, really good at, is dealing with women who have had this specific type of trauma, and usually probably in an earlier childhood. That is your specialization. That is what your mastery is, right? So we make all the advertising for that mastery. But if I come to you and I say, oh, I didn't have any childhood trauma, but you know, my boyfriend yelled at me last week, and so I need trauma consulting with that, you can still help me, right? It's not a discrimination. It's just your ads are targeted to just your ideal audience.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, we are at 10:02. I want to make sure that people can get over to the book group.
Other truths, week 4.
Cool. Well, this has been nice. I guess we have an idea of what we're going to talk about next week. So Agnieszka, let's you and I like meet about that then sometime over the next week, and we'll strategize.
Let's get an apprentice to do some research. Which apprentice would like to do target market research? They can present the segment.
Target market research sounds interesting. I don't know what I don't know yet.
All right, you're gonna present the start, and then we can fill up any kind of missing pieces. How about that?
All right.
He's like, what? What?
I'm like, what am I agreeing to?
I guess I'm doing it live. All right.
Right? You say, hey, that, and it's tennis. Autonomy is like tennis. That's what we should say, Richard, in one of our ads. Autonomy is like tennis. All the good ideas are being bounced around and elevated to reality.
All right. Well, I guess
Kara.
we'll call that a wrap.
We like you.
Aw, well, I like all of you as well. The feeling's very mutual. No, I love these clinics. It's a great way to start my Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was so good. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who participated.
Thank you, Micah.
I really appreciate it.
For us to attack. And I definitely recommend the Hemingway app for everybody, even Willow, as you're, and that the AAM Institute headline analyzer. But you know what, Kara? I'm not sure if it was different test than the other one, because the score was identical. I think it may be just different wording for the same test. But the AAM Institute one is got better wording in it.
Cool. I haven't had a chance to play with the other one that you just sent me yet, so
I don't know if it's really beneficial. It's just that I thought it was this one. Like, I haven't used it all that much because I do more writing emails this week.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, like you said, everybody take advantage of that Hemingway app. Like, I can't tell you how much I've been using that lately for all the work I'm doing for clients. So you know, no matter how much you read a sentence or a paragraph and you think to yourself, this is clear, this people will understand, it's still coming from a biased place because you're the one writing it. I'm telling you, put that stuff through Hemingway app, and it'll really help everything that you do come out clearer and easier to understand.
And you know what the cool thing happens once you use the Hemingway app a few times? Your brain starts adjusting. You can Hemingway app directly in the email without actually pasting it in Hemingway app. Because as you learn the pattern, right, your brain will recognize the pattern, and then I can Hemingway app without the Hemingway app sometimes now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool.
What was the name of that negotiator that you mentioned, Lisa? What was the name?
Chris Voss.
Chris Voss. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and then go to his website. Hold on one second, Luke. It's Black Swan Group Ltd, I think. So if you just look up Black Swan Group, join their email funnel. They have really good copywriting, and I've been admiring some of their marketing. I don't know. I started digging into his work a couple months ago, and then I consumed anything longer than 10 minutes on YouTube of his. All of it.
Excellent.
All right, everybody, have a good rest of your day, and see you next week if I don't see you before then.
Right.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.